Okay, time is... Really? 2 minutes, you won't have to change it? No. Hang on. What? Before we get started, can I just say something? Thank you for actually setting the clock both times you booted up the game. Stop it. A lot of people don't take that step seriously, they just leave the clock set to 12 and call it a day. Are you kidding me? But you're actually taking the time to set the clock and I appreciate that. That's how I know that you care about this experience, you're paying attention. I don't even have any way of knowing if the times you're setting are correct. Tell you what, I'll make you a deal. Since you've been so cooperative, next time you boot up the game and see the screen, just set the clock to your favorite time. Go ahead, pick whatever time you want, even if it's not the correct time, you've earned it. I'll let you get back to the video game now. I'm not even in the game yet. That is funny. Alright. Do we remember what endings I got last time? I sure don't.
This is the...
Yeah, I know. Okay, this looks like it might be a bit quiet, so I'll turn up a bit. Ooh! Whoa. I forgot how slidey this game is.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Oh, I don't remember what I did last time. Which endings did I get? Shoot!
Oh, new content? What does that mean, new content?
So I think this gets us to the big room with the Stanley Parable 2. But we never finished that area because that's when I said, hey, let's restart the game.
And thank you for playing the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe. As you may know, the Stanley Parable was a video game released in 2013 on home computers. After receiving critical and commercial success, it was expanded upon in 2022 with the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, a reimagining of the game for consoles and home computers. The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe features exciting new content that broadens and expands the world of the Stanley Parable, delighting audiences the world over. Please, step inside and see what thrilling new adventures await in the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe.
I don't remember this
last
time.
Delightful. I'm very excited to see the thrilling new Ultra Deluxe content.
I wanna go this way. Can I go that way? Oh. What? Did I just... Oh. Alright, cool.
Okay, so far it's an elevator. Nothing special yet, but I'm sure it's just the beginning of a mesmerizing adventure. Is it broken? What's going on here? Should we be moving somewhere or...
Oh, there we go.
There we go. All right, finally, at long last, it's on to the new content. I've never been more ready. Let's do it. I have to say, initial impressions of Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, mostly tedious.
Oh.
It's as if, Oh, okay. Let's see the content. Give me the content, Stanley.
Alrighty. Oh,
All right.
yes. I can't jump though.
It's the jump circle?
Oh, I can jump. I can't jump. You can only jump in the jump circle. Ah. This is amazing. Wow. I'm jumping. It's not a very good circle, is it? This is incredible. We'll leave it at 13. Good number. Good number, 13. I'll save those for
Is that
another
it?
time.
Surely that's not all the new content. There has to be something else, right? Goodness. Another elevator. Stanley, I have to say, initial impressions of this game are not positive. It's just elevators and jumping. Is this what passes for exciting new content? If this is new content, then I could just read you the whole dictionary. There's 20 hours of new content right there.
Please
Hell,
don't.
I could counter 30 trillion. You could
No.
put that on the box. The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe,
No.
now with over 1,000 hours of new content.
Stop.
And oh wait, there's more.
Yay.
Very good.
Good.
Yes. I knew there had to be something else. Let's see it.
Wow.
I'm ready for whatever it is.
A chair. Ooh, an abyss. Can I fall in the abyss? Thank you for enjoying the new content.
That's it?
Wow.
Oh, you've got to be kidding me. You see, Stanley? This is what happens when greedy video game developers with no respect for their fan base rush a cheap expansion to market for no reason other than to make an easy dollar. And don't get me started on the level of craftsmanship that's gone into it. In fact, I'm looking right now at the game's achievements, and it's hard to believe one of them actually says, "Test achievement, please ignore." What quality assurance department signed off on this? I'm infuriated and I'm offended, and I intend to find these people on Twitter and hold them personally accountable.
Twitter.
It's my
Twitter.
fault, Stanley. I built up too much anticipation around the new content, I'm afraid.
They couldn't
It
even
could
afford
never
a
have lived up
second
to such
working light.
expectations. If you're still with me, why don't we just reset the game and we'll try to get back to what the Stanley Parable is really about. No
I'm on the
frills,
chair.
no gimmicks. Just you and me having a great time together like always. What do you say, friend?
I'm on the chair. No! But I was on the chair. Oh, this isn't right. Okay. Dang it. Beautiful.
Psst! Stanley! Come over here! In the vent! I want to show you something!
Alrighty. The rat man? Oh, okay. Whee! Yes?
Okay, you remember how cheap and unsatisfying the new Ultra Deluxe content turned out to be? Well, it got me thinking about the past and how much better the Stanley Parable used to be. So I made something special and tucked it away here where the game's developers won't find it. Just our little secret. Take a look.
Oh good, I was hoping to find this place again. Why is there a naughty chair here? What's up with the naughty— oh, why am I crouch— why do I crouch in this corner? I'm not doing that. That's a little weird. Okay. Wow.
I call it the memory zone.
Wow.
It's where I've been storing all my favorite memories so I can relive the peak experiences of my life whenever I want.
Yeah, this looks like
Experiences like the
Firewatch.
launch of the Stanley Parable on PC.
Wow. I'm not trying to break the game or anything. Definitely not. I would never.
You see, Stanley, doesn't the memory zone remind you of how wonderful Stanley Parable was before
that
it was
ending.
sullied with a cheap re-release? Remember back in October of 2013 when the game originally launched? Back then, video games had integrity. Back then, it all meant something. Oh, the waste.
Wow. Oh, that's not a... Does that say The Last of Us? Hang on. Oh. pandering to me. Our first kiss, my first car, the release of Stanley Parable in 2013. Beautiful. Wow, I don't think I even played The Last of Us by the time I played this game. Or maybe I just didn't see that. Who knows? Alright, what was that? Oh. I know I've seen all of this before, but you know, I haven't seen it for a few years, so it's nice to see it again. Don't play for 5 years, love it. Oh yes, I remember that ending too. What is this? No! How dare you! Oh, there's a piano over there. Alright.
And over here is where I keep reviews of the Stanley Parable. Like this stunning triumph of games journalism, 10 out of 10 from Destructoid.com. James Stephanie Sterling writes, and I quote, "Where so many games that aspire to be more than games end up less than any form of art, Stanley Parable strives and then succeeds to be every game ever created."
I don't think it
Did you
says
hear
that.
that, Stanley? Every game ever created. That's how
Oh, wait, there it
grand
goes.
and all-encompassing the original
Oh.
Stanley
The
Parable
Arista.
was. It was literally every game ever created. It was Skyrim, it was Persona 3, it was all of them, and now it's nothing. It's no games at all. It isn't even the Stanley Parable anymore. It's just a husk now. A lifeless husk with an hour of new elevator content.
Oh. Memory zone maintenance. Knowing your city? What? Was Portal one of the games from the original game ending? Oh, Minecraft. Must have been. I don't even remember. Oh, so that was the collector's edition for the original. Oh. Interesting.
Here's another moving passage, this time from GameSpot.com. The Stanley Parable is both a richly stimulating commentary on the nature of choice in games, and one that offers some of the most enjoyable, surprising, and rewarding choices I've ever been confronted with in a game. 9 out of 10. Don't you get it, Stanley? The game was perfect. It didn't need anything else. It didn't need new content. It just needed to be left alone, to spend the rest of time collecting dust in the hallowed hall of beloved video game memories.
The serious room. God, I don't remember how to get so many of these endings.
These were simpler times, Stanley. But I wouldn't give to go back to have it all over again.
Can I go in here? No, I think I have to go this way. Oh, down here now.
Wait, hang on. I don't recall this part of the memory zone before. What's this? What's down here? Oh no. Oh God, no. Stanley, it's a collection of reviews from Steam, the online video game distributor. I haven't looked at these in years. I can't even imagine what's been collecting down here. Surely these reviews were glowing as well, weren't they?
Oh no.
Honestly, I could not be bothered to play this game to full completion. The narrator is obnoxious and unfunny, with his humor and dialogue proving to be more irritating than entertaining. Unfunny! I'm not trying to be funny. I'm trying to make a serious work of art. I suppose I could write up a handful of gags to insert into the Stanley Parable, but the game is already such a densely layered web of profound philosophical insights that I can't even imagine where I'd have the room to stick them.
Dun dun dun.
Okay, let's see what this one says. While the idea for the game is good, for someone who prefers non-linear games, this preachiness gets annoying fast. Preachy? Stanley? I'm not preachy, am I? You can tell me if I'm preachy. Honestly, you can. Oh, goodness. This is actually quite shocking for me. Well, to be honest, I had always thought of the game's dialogue as being rather terse to begin with. You can't know how much fluff I cut from the game to get it to feel as light and airy as it... Well, I always thought it did, but maybe it wasn't.
Let me go.
Dear, what an awful memory to have to hold on to. These black marks are my otherwise unimpeachable track record. I feel like a failure. Like I let these people down. Perhaps the Stanley Parable isn't quite as sterling as I always remembered. What's this one got to say? You constantly have to stop doing anything so the narrator can catch up with his long-winded explanations of what's happening.
Oh hey, that's what's
I wish
happening
there
right
was
now.
a skip button. A skip button? Well, yes. Yes, I think we can do that. If I'm truly too preachy, then maybe letting you skip ahead for just a moment, surely it couldn't hurt. Not if it means we can strike these negative reviews from the record. Only positive reviews of the Stanley Parable. That's my motto today, and it's always been my motto. I'd do anything for the customer, Stanley. Yes, a skip button we shall have.
Huh. Anything behind? A ladder? Can I climb it? No. Oh, what happened to the door? That doesn't look right. This is my life now. Okay.
And here it is. Go ahead and give it a shot. I'll pop you forward in time so that the second my... Oh, you're back, you see? You were only frozen in time for a few minutes, but it was plenty of time for me to deliver a long, rambling monologue full of unnecessary verbal... Well there, sport. You really did catch me rambling on a bit, didn't you? But that's the power of the button. The minute I start to go off on a thoughtless display of self-absorption, it's right. Okay, welcome back, Stanley. Now, I should say that the amount of time the button has been skipping through is becoming longer and longer. That last one was, well, I want to say maybe 30, 45 minutes?
The door's gone.
Stanley, please don't push the button again. It's been 12 hours. You've just been frozen there. I don't know why the skips are getting longer, but they're really, truly getting longer, and my God, there's no way out of the room. Stanley, the door is gone. It's complete. Oh, Stanley.
Oh.
You're back. You're back.
Oh, no.
Oh, my goodness. I have someone to talk to again.
What happened to the
Stanley,
farm?
I think it's been a week. Or 2 weeks. I've been sitting here all...
Bye-bye.
Oh, hello. It's you. You're here again. Welcome. I have had time to think about you and about us.
I'm a sadist? Why am I a sadist? It's what the game's asking me to do. Oh, that's unpleasant. Please stop. Please stop. Where is it? Where's that coming from? Oh, it's a smoke alarm.
But they didn't understand the game was never meant to be funny. It was meant to have
They
a point.
fixed it.
It was meant to speak to the human condition. But where are the jokes? Where are the jokes? They bemoaned, they screamed, they gnashed their teeth and said, entertain
I thought you died,
us.
my dude. Can I have my door back? Please, please can I have the door back? Please.
The end is never the end, 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 is never the end.
Where's that leaking coming from? No, I just want to see where the leaking
The end is never the end, 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 is
Can I
never
slip
the
and die?
end, is never the 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 end, is never the
Yes. Is the end never? Yeah, I love Portal 2. I love Portal 2. Why is there a fly? Wow. So beautiful. Yay. Oh, less yay. I don't like whatever that sound is. Why is the not? Ah! I press the button again? I'm gonna take that as a no. Oh, okay. Oh no. Oh wow. I'm sure this is completely normal. Well, off I go, wandering in the desert. Bye. So long. My people need me. I'm completely normal, of course. Bye bye. Thanks for all the fish. What? Oh, I'm back here.
All the
Okay.
workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
New content? Hell yeah.
Oh, good. You noticed my sign. Yes, I have something very exciting to show you.
Let's go. Oh, this way again. Okay. Take me.
You see, Stanley, I've been reflecting on the Stanley parable and
Is this
about
where
how
the two comes
roundly
in?
disappointing
I
this
guess where two comes
ultra-deluxe
in.
version has turned out to be. The original Stanley parable was a landmark, and any new content for it should live up to that legacy. So forget this ultra-deluxe nonsense. I say we take it one step even further. Which is why I'm very proud to announce
Yeah, this
for
is
the
two.
first time ever the Stanley Parable 2.
Yay!
Yes, you see, isn't this far superior to a measly re-release with a few minor additions? Think of all the new territory we'll cover with a fully fledged sequel. An entirely new experience, built from the ground up. Why, there are so many possibilities. It could go in so many different directions. This is what fans have truly been asking for. Now, to be clear, I haven't quite nailed down what exactly the Stanley Parable 2 is going to be, but let's take a look at some of the features I've been developing for it. I figure that if I can loosely organize a handful of interesting concepts, that surely the game will sort of naturally spring up around them. Here we are. Go on, try out some of the new features.
Okay. We've done the gym button. Was it gym? We've done the infinite hole. I could get the bucket. I couldn't get the bucket last time because I already had one.
The complaint of the Stanley Parable was that it was confusing and paradoxical, that it engendered a chaotic sense of reckless despair in those who played it. Well, I'm happy to say that after much consideration, I've engineered a clever solution to this fundamental problem with the game. It's
I did
the
the infinite hole, yeah.
Parable Reassurance Bucket.
Bucket!
You see, Stanley, anytime you're holding the bucket, a sense of calm and ease will fill your mind and your heart. It's true.
Bucket.
As long as you hold on to the bucket, the many disorienting contradictions of the Stanley Parable will feel perfectly normal and perhaps even comforting.
Bucket ending
you may
time.
even come to long for the gentle embrace of jarring cognitive dissonance while the bucket is in your arms. And to be honest, it's a much more convenient solution for me than actually redesigning the game to be less uncomfortable. Can you imagine what a pain in the ass that would be? Yes, the bucket is the perfect solution. Come on, give it a try.
Yay, my bucket.
Can you feel it?
Yep.
The glow of comfort, even in the face of crushing despair, must already be sweeping through your body. And in fact, can I say that I do believe the bucket lends you an air of charisma as well? I think that just holding it has made you the slightest bit more attractive as a person. The benefits of the bucket seem to go on, don't they? All this and more await you in the Stanley Parable 2.
Okay. I got a bucket.
Does anyone give out awards for most enjoyable bucket in a video game? That really should be an award if it isn't already. Calling it the Stanley Parable 2 is just so much catchier than Ultra Deluxe, don't you think? Ultra Deluxe? What does it even mean? But the Stanley Parable 2, now that's an artistic statement right there. It's future-oriented. It screams collectibles. Now it's a real video game. In the Stanley Parable 2, you'll run around gathering up these miniature Stanley figurines. And what's truly innovative is that there will be no reward for collecting all of them. I don't want to stifle the intrinsic joy of watching a number go up. You simply collect all of them, and then you move the hell on with your unremarkable life.
Thanks, I hate this. Yay! Oh. Alright.
God, it really is the worst when you collect everything in a video game, and then they give you a big fancy reward for it. Absolutely tragic.
I think that one was the free achievement. That's the exit. Let me go upstairs first. I think this isn't something I can access. No, for some unknown reason. There might be a way to get it, but I have no idea. What is this? Well, that's annoying. Am I blind? I haven't seen the jump circle. Huh? Oh, is that this way? Is your phone close to mic? Was that sound? It's the sound in the game. Don't worry. Can't find the jump circle. Oh wait, it's there. Ah, yeah, I still have my jumps remaining. Let's go. I need there's a reason to hold on to them. Okay. I don't want to use up my jumps.
All right. Have you seen everything you wanted to?
Yes.
Ready to move on now?
Is that a bomb?
So, Stanley, what do you think? Do you like all of the new features? Yes, I know it's not exactly clear yet how exactly these features will come together as one single coherent video game, but I can feel it in my soul. It's going to work. There's definitely a good game in there somewhere. Say, let's do an experiment.
Okay.
I'll arrange these new features together, and we'll see whether or not it coheres into a meaningful gameplay experience.
Okay, I'll sit on this chair.
Okay. Are you ready?
Mm-hmm.
Here it is. I give you the Stanley Parable 2.
Wow.
I mean, there's potential here, right? It's sort of... Okay, never mind.
Can I get that
Hold on.
collectible?
Let me do a different arrangement. Okay, yes, this is much better. I feel good about this. Here we go. Version 2.
Oh, even better. Nice.
Who am I kidding, Stanley? This isn't a coherent video game at all. It's a lot of gags. And I do very much enjoy creating gags, but they don't add up to anything. I wanted more than anything to create a sequel that would capture all the magic of the first game. I wanted fans to love it. No matter how good these gags are, they won't stand on their own. They would need the structure and the gameplay of the original. Wait, maybe that's it. I can take the original Stanley Parable and simply, well, insert a few of my new features into it.
Amazing.
Of course, with respect. With care for the vision and integrity of the original game.
Uh-huh.
Would it possibly work? I suppose it could. But it would need a really, really tremendous title screen. A title screen that says with bold and uncompromising conviction, "This is the Stanley Parable 2." Let me see if I can whip something up. All right, perfect. Go ahead. Take a look.
What? Okay, bye. Oh, beautiful. Wow.
This is the story.
Wait.
All of his co-workers were gone.
My
What could it
bucket.
mean?
There's my
Stanley
bucket in this
decided
room.
to go
There's
to
my
the meeting
bucket.
room. Perhaps Stanley picked up the bucket.
Yes, bucket. Come on. Oh, what? Hey, bucket. We're doing everything together now, okay?
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
Or I could
This
go
was
on the
not
right.
the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? Well, no, never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room. No, said the bucket.
Oh, is that
Don't
the
go to
bucket's
the
way?
meeting room. Go
Let's
somewhere
go.
else. The cargo. But Stanley feared that any path he walked might lead to the separation of himself and the bucket, his dearest friend. So he threw himself to his death, that they might die in one another's arms. How deeply touching.
Yay.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Stanley lifted the bucket into his arms, and a wave of comfort rushed over him.
I don't remember if this is
Stanley
anything
clung
different with the
to his
bucket.
cheek. Could his co-workers really all be gone? Yes, whispered the bucket into Stanley's ear. We've done it. We've escaped from that dull office and that pesky narrator. At last, out here in the white void, we are alone. Now, and for the first time, I can reveal to you my true self. The bucket began to tell Stanley of its life and its history, of the countless wars it witnessed, desecrating the land and lives of untold numbers of innocent humans, and the bucket's own complicity therein, of sadness and regret, and the many years it spent dwelling on the actions it might have taken to curb the madness and the decay, if only it had been stronger, of hope and redemption, and its crusade to uplift the stock of life for the common man, to manifest justice where none existed, and the bittersweet reality of time, to see one's dreams and wishes met halfway, meted out in parcels like charity, and abandoned as soon as the warm glow of inspiration begins to dim. The opportunities to do so much more. There was so much it could have done, perhaps, the bucket wondered to itself. Perhaps, if it had seen its own darkness with a clearer perception. This was way too much for Stanley. What are you talking about? He screamed. You're a bucket! To this, the bucket furrowed its brow.
Is that what Stanley sounds like?
Said the bucket. Not since the evil wizard Gambhorata first ensnared me in his machinations as payback for the sacred amulet I stole from his treasured vaults. I was young back then and could not conceive the ramifications of... No! Stanley screamed even louder this time. This is stupid! You are a bucket!
I
This
love
is so
Smeagol.
stupid! Why are we even doing this?
Machinations.
As Stanley
Is that a
screamed and
word?
screamed and screamed, the bucket revealed its true form, transforming into a mighty beast of untold power, its fangs glistening like...
Oh.
My God, Stanley, you did it.
My bucket.
You saved us from the bucket.
No.
Thank God you already had all 12 emblems of sages and knew the incantations to summon their true power. Otherwise, we would have easily been overwhelmed by the bucket's power. I'm speechless. You've demonstrated such bravery here today. Come, let's restart the game, and we'll agree to never again go trifling with this bucket, nor the dark magic cast away inside of it.
Oh, my bucket. Oh, it's pronounced machinations. But my bucket.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. The
Come with me.
confusion and the chaos all seemed to melt away as Stanley embraced the bucket.
Bucket.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
We'll do the proper ending. Proper ending with the bucket.
Still no one was here.
Come on, bucket.
Stanley needed the bucket's warmth and comfort now more than ever.
Broom
Perhaps
closet
his
ending with
boss's
the bucket.
office. Oh, Stanley, can you feel it? The broom closet. It wants the bucket. You can feel that, can't you? The aura of jealousy. It's as clear as day. This broom closet believes it deserves the bucket. I can really feel it now. It's a bucket. It belongs in a broom closet. That's what the broom closet is trying to say here. It's supposed to go with the other cleaning supplies. Good for you, Stanley. Don't give in. Don't hand over the bucket. I know how hard it must be.
I'll give it
Given
to you.
the pressure that the broom closet is putting on your shoulders right now, but you have to be strong. This is your bucket. This is your companion and lifelong friend. You can't hand it over. Oh no. We're getting into name-calling now, it seems. Is this how low the broom closet has sunk, that it has to resort to this stream of petty insults simply in order to get you to hand over the bucket? Stanley, I never liked this broom closet for a variety of reasons, but even this is worse than I had imagined. And wait, Now the broom closet has the gall to imply that you and the bucket are not truly deep and lasting friends.
Yes, we are.
That your relationship is purely superficial and convenient.
No.
That your life is so banal and meaningless that
No.
you'd feel the same sort of kinship towards any inanimate object which happened to lay in your path in an even partially enticing manner. Well, I never. Go on, Stanley. Lay into it. Really tell the broom closet off for its demeaning comments.
How do I tell a broom
Expand on
closet
the
off?
wide variety of experiences you and the bucket have shared together. Go through each of them point by point. Share your journal entries detailing the rich emotional landscape of your feelings for the bucket
What
as
is
they
this
have
game?
changed and evolved over the years. Let him have it.
I love this bucket. It's a good bucket, man.
Okay, I've got you something which I think will help settle this debate once and for all.
I thought we
Here
were done.
Go. There. Now it's settled.
Property
No more
of
debate,
Stanley.
no more discussion.
My bucket.
Take a hike, broom closet, with all your
Mine.
meandering philosophical diatribes about the nature of cleaning supplies and their relationship to broom closets in the natural order of things.
Now do I leave?
All right, I've got a second sticker back here, and
Yes.
I'm going to slap it on as well because I
More.
think it's appropriate.
More stickers.
You
Perfect.
see? I feel that it works because the sticker is also a bucket. That way, if you're ever unsure whether the thing you're holding is a bucket or not, you can look down at this sticker and say to yourself, ah, it's a bucket.
It's
There
a
really
bucket.
is a wide variety of applications for this sticker.
Any more stickers? I can wait.
You know what? I could take the name-calling and the dismissal of your kinship with the bucket, but now the broom closet is just giving us a silent treatment. And to be
It really
honest,
is.
I'm sick of the pettiness on display.
You're
You
so
can stay
right.
here all you like, but I've had it with this impetulant room of cleaning supplies. Easily the most childish such room I've ever been in. I'll see you outside, and we can
Bye-bye.
get on with the story about you and your bucket.
Okay, bye. Okay. Fine. Bye bye, broom closet.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
Can I go in the bathroom with the bucket? Ta-da!
You found one of them. One of the miniature Stanley figurines. Remember, no reward for collecting all of these.
Yay.
Only the intrinsic pleasure of a job well done. You can't buy that sort of happiness, Stanley. God knows I've tried. So, I implore you to savor each and every moment you come across one of these beautiful figurines.
Thanks. Awesome. Thank you. I've got the feeling money's for stealing, but not yours, of course. Say that's a lovely purse. I don't remember that in here last time.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Crushed by the weight of this revelation, Stanley may have broken down into an emotional dumpster fire if not for the soothing presence of the bucket. Even now, in his darkest of hours, did the bucket's warmth and guiding light pierce the dark clouds of confusion and chaos. It would be with him always. The bucket would, and he knew it. The two of them were inseparable. At this point, Stanley was so absorbed in the tender spiritual connection he shared with the bucket that he didn't notice the keypad behind the boss's desk. Nor in his bliss of simply being near the bucket did he have any notion that the PIN number for the keypad was 2845.
Ta-da!
But Stanley guessed the correct code by sheer luck. Was it that the bucket knew all along? Was the bucket guiding him? Yes, this is certainly the most logical explanation.
Let's go, bucket. Ta-da!
Another miniature Stanley figurine. This, there really must be a snappier name for these things. What about mini-stands?
No.
Stanley figs?
No.
What about Stanlerines?
No.
Yes, I think I like that. Another Stanlerine under your belt.
Cheers. Let's go!
The elevator raced downward, plummeting towards an unknown fate. It would be all Stanley could do to keep himself together, if not for the bucket. Soothing him, comforting him, reassuring that in this darkest moment of uncertainty, he would be all right. The bucket is here for you, Stanley. Everything will be fine.
Okay, let's go.
Stanley and the bucket walked straight ahead through the large door that read, Mind Control Facility.
Okay.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley and the bucket both wondered to
I still
themselves.
believe someone's name is on one of these. It wasn't the last time, but...
The monitors jumped to life, and Stanley nearly dropped the bucket in shock. Everyone in the office was being videotaped, monitored like guinea pigs. The bucket had never seen anything like this, and it very nearly burst into tears as Stanley cradled it gently, reassuring it that everything would be fine.
That's so weird. I could have sworn one of them said gym or something. After the whole gym button. Also, I haven't pressed the gym button. Maybe I have to press the gym button before it happens. That would make sense. I don't know if that is actually a thing. I just feel like I remember one of them saying someone's name on it.
Was the bucket under the mind control facility's influence as well? Had the bucket been told to do things it didn't wish to do? What kinds of things does a bucket want to do or not want to do in the first place? These questions raced furiously in Stanley's feeble mind.
I just want a little bit of a party with my bucket. Yes. Come on, open. You're not gonna open? Open? I don't remember waiting this long for them to open again. Oh, there we go. Party time. Come on.
No! He screamed into the bucket. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control. Never! He squeezed the bucket. His one friend in the entire world. At this point, he could trust no one except for the bucket.
My bucket. Bucket, let's escape together.
But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working, all of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he and the bucket would dismantle the controls for good. Two best friends, Stanley and the bucket, up against the world. They high-fived in a really cool way, and the bucket made a sassy comment about taking down the system.
Bye-bye.
Stanley and the bucket waited in blackness. Was it over? Yes, they had done it. Stanley and the bucket had defeated their greatest and darkest enemy, freed themselves from the tyrannical grip of the evil mind control machine. Freedom was now mere moments away. Excitedly, the two of them began to discuss the kind of life they wanted to live once they stepped through this massive door.
Come on.
The bucket wanted to learn to roller skate. Stanley wanted to sneeze in every country on Earth. Both of them wanted to begin watching a movie, any movie, but then stop it halfway through and begin watching it in reverse from the end. True, it was a simple life they envisioned, but it was one they'd lived together, with one another to lean on, to trust, to support.
Wait, what?
What? Wait. What was happening? Why had the door stopped?
Why has the door
Was Stanley
stopped?
and the bucket not about to be free?
Wait, I don't remember this.
An unbearable silence filled the room, lingering in
Oh,
uncertainty,
birds.
until finally the truth hit Stanley square in the face. This building did not want the bucket to leave.
No,
Even
but the
facility
bucket.
itself recognized the incredible calming presence of the bucket, needed the soothing warmth of the bucket, would go to any lengths not to part with the bucket.
No, my
No.
bucket.
Stanley can't leave this place. Not while he has such a precious bucket in his arms.
Oh my god.
Not while this building has anything to say about it. Stanley realized he would never again leave this very room. But at least he has the bucket. To be trapped eternally in darkness isn't really so bad, Stanley thought to himself. As long as I have my bucket with me, right? I'll be okay, won't I? Stanley gulped. Very soon now, he was about to find out.
Oh. Okay, we'll do one more ending.
All of his
And then we'll leave it
co-workers
there.
were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Don't I usually turn right? Yeah, I definitely usually turn right. What?
Warmth spread through Stanley's arms.
Why did
With the
door
bucket in
close?
his arms again, he was home.
What? That's weird. Why did it turn a different way?
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
Why did the... Okay. Oh, trust the completionist instinct. Warehouse access plan. Use one plank to allow ease of access past fence. Construct a bridge to allow collection of shiny loot. Retrieve Chris's remains from warehouse. Oh. Construct new structurally sound bridge. Oh. Place to search. Mission status. Inside of a sequel exhibit, a large room, lots of boxes, stairs, something through the stairs, someone goes blue. Isn't there one in the vent somewhere? Not sure. Who are you? 666 lol. All the cleaning of this wall. 5. I want to go home. I want so much stop kidding yourselves. That will be a reward. What is this? Why wouldn't they tell us something will happen? This investigation, this room, they feel pointless, to be honest. This is so funny. Weird spinning figurines. Ideas. Employee 421 building a bridge, so one in the cargo room. Bonus stuff, what we know, what we forgot. We don't know yet. Do we need contracts for them? Yay, potential liability. Can we sell them? Obviously. More money if sold together. How many are there? 6? 7? 151? Is that what that's saying? Life floating, magnets, magic, dreams, training exercise by management, our quarterly success. What do they kind of look like? 427? I have no idea what that is. That's a rendering. Employee. What? Oh, it's a hand. I thought it was a 003. We make them. What is that? I have no idea what that is. Something about interns, maybe, yes. What do they want? Our data, stock options, money. Okay, well. Nah, I'm not going in there again.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
No. Oh, yay!
Anyway, I'm going back to the name of these little Stanley figurines, and now I'm torn between Stanlerines and Figlies. What do you think, Stanley? What name better encapsulates the intrinsic sense of happiness that you get from seeing a small number in the corner of your screen go up by 1? Let me sit on it.
Figgly.
I'm sure it will come to me.
Okay. Oh. Yeah, that's the annoying ending. I'll do it anyway. Why not?
But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss, admitting he had left his post during work hours. He might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished? His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. He looked down at the bucket in his arms. Am I crazy? He asked the bucket. The bucket returned his gaze, but said nothing at all. That's strange, Stanley thought. Usually the bucket is a source of guidance and wisdom for me in difficult times such as these. He held the bucket close, yet felt none of its familiar reassurance and comfort. And that's when Stanley realized, this isn't my bucket. It's just a normal, everyday bucket. Someone else's bucket, perhaps. How did I end up with someone else's bucket?
It's not my
bucket? This is all terribly wrong. Surely no good would come from this. Who knows what sorts of bizarre hallucinations Stanley might experience without the psychologically grounding presence of his bucket.
Where did my bucket go?
Now he noticed that the rooms were repeating, which was, of course, very odd.
My bucket gone.
And now he felt himself floating off the ground.
My bucket gone.
Gracious, he exclaimed. Without my bucket, I've gone truly mad. Where is it? I must find it. Far off in the distance now, he heard it, calling to him. Stanley! Stanley, it's me, the bucket. Could it truly be? He rushed forward from room to room, passing by one bucket after the next. None of them were his. None of them were his special bucket.
No.
Come to me, Stanley. Find me. He had to find the bucket. He had to return to his old friend. It was the only way to truly restore his sanity. And then suddenly, it froze dead in his tracks. He knew where the voice of the bucket had been coming from. The real bucket was inside of him all along. It was incredibly painful. Stanley doubled over in agony and blacked out.
What?
This is the story of a woman named Mariella. Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, picked up her bucket of comfort and security, and walked to her place of work.
Oh, the
But on
bucket.
this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town, talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. Right away, she knew what the problem was.
He didn't have his bucket.
This man had no bucket. Of course he'd gone mad,
Oh my
ranting and raving about a narrator describing all of his actions and how everything is predetermined and free will is an illusion and it's all just a video game. It could all have been prevented if only he'd taken his bucket
Guys,
with
don't
him.
forget your
Perhaps
buckets.
he didn't even realize he'd forgotten his bucket at home in the first place. How cruel the world can be, Mariella thought, and she hugged her own bucket even tighter.
What is
But
this?
of course, she had no time for this. There were a myriad of confusing problems she would soon have to confront at work, for which her bucket would provide absolute guidance and total clarity on everything. Heck yes, she thought to herself, my life kicks ass. And she backflipped all the way to work.
Wait, you... Oh. Amazing. Okay. Great. And we will leave it there.